So again, this is Chaplaincy Institute of Maine, or CHIME as it's known. I'm a faculty advisor and community programs coordinator, Myra Robinson. And Zoom etiquette, please mute yourself if you're not actively speaking so that we don't hear background noise. And if you feel the need to stop your video because there's a lot going on in the background or you need to get up to do something, feel free to turn your video off as well. Yeah, so before we get started, let's kind of do a chime thing and center ourselves with a singing bowl. I'm gonna chime us into a little moment of grounding and centering, and then I'll ring us out after a moment. So this is an opportunity to just let everything from the day, leave that behind, and come fully present into this moment and into this Zoom room for a wonderful open house with Pat Cannon. Some deep breaths will bring us fully into our bodies and into this room. Sorry about that loud. I don't know why it's always louder when I ring us out. Probably because we've just been quiet. Um, Tonight's open house is called Walk Your Walk, Sing Your Song. And the expert, the person who knows all about that is Pat Cannon. I'll turn it over to you now, Pat. You're muted.
Okay. Yeah, that was really delicious, the silence. So it's great to be here with you all, and we have some time. So here is my name is Pat Cannon. I'm the guest host tonight, um, and I would just like to, if you want to put in the chat like where you're from, that would be really great. Um, And I will be talking, but I'm hoping that there's more dialogue. So here is the plan for our time together. Um, there'll be story, there'll be a song, and then we'll have a some reflective questions, and an opportunity to share that with others, if you're comfortable with that. Um, and And then, depending on how much time we have, we'll do some more singing because singing is just so good for our vibrational field, for our bodies and our spirits. So, is everyone pretty comfortable with, singing? And nobody can hear you, by the way. So, all right, I see smiles and I see some, well, I don't know. And I am so used to that as a community song leader. But this is really singing for wellness, singing for spirit, singing for prayer for vitality and that type of thing. So it's not about performance and it's total non-judgment zone. Yes. Okay. Um, okay, let's see. Oh, we have in the chat. Um, Oh, we have somebody. Let's see. Norma is from Oxford, Maine. Um, and Amos is from Portland. And Laurie's up there in Chelsea. and Kat is down on in Truro, and Jane is in Scarborough. And I have family that has they go down to Wellfleet, uh, down on Cape Cod. Um, so okay, I'm just going to invite us to sound together. This wasn't on my plan, but we're going to just do it because it's a wonderful resonance for all of us. So, for people that are interested in sound healing, there are these energy centers called chakras, and there are specific colors and tones, and vowels for each of them. So sometimes when I'm gathering with people, it's really nice as a grounding practice, and you can use this in your day-to-day life. Is just to take a deep breath and sing the vowel ah. Okay, and so we're just gonna sing it maybe like 3 times. I'll sing. If you want to, you can sing with me. It'll be this beautiful fabric of cacophony. And you do not have to be on pitch. In fact, it's actually more interesting if it's not. So we're going to sing it 3 times. Um, you all game? Yay! Do we have a question or is that yes? I'm game.
Question. A question.
Yes,
Are
Amy.
you are you saying you want this with us not on mute or on mute?
Yep. No, it's an experiment, and it like I said, it's not going to sound like a precise choir, but there's a vibrational thing that so let's just notice how what you experience in yourself when you're singing and with your intention, because here is the thing about sound healing. It's a mathematical thing. Intention plus sound and vibration equals healing. Okay, so all right, are you ready? Here we go. Ah.
Oh.
Ah, ah,
Oh.
let's do 2 more. Ah, ah, ah. Okay, thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you for playing with me. Um, okay, now, so today is a new moon. It's also the spring. So the new moon is about this is a potent one for new beginnings. So it's kind of cool that you're here reflecting about new possibilities. And also, spring is the time where there's just new growth and a regreening of life. Um, so let's see. So I'm now going to tell you a story. I'm just going to tell you my story about how I ended up going to Chime and a little bit about that. All right. So, well, you have to go back in time with me to 2005. All right. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm teaching music in school. I'm giving private lessons. I'm directing a children's choir. I'm running a summer camp, and I'm also running a business called Family Music that you had like lively parent and child classes. I was younger then, and I drank coffee. Okay, I don't do that now. But like you, I really felt this attraction, this nudge, this magnetization towards a curiosity to, this interfaith path. This idea of like, hey, getting beyond the labels and maybe there's a fabric that is all woven together. And so I came to an open house like you are tonight. Um, I think it was in the summertime, and so I went and it was really, I still remember what I felt like. It was like, oh, sitting in silence. Oh, it was, and then I looked at so it's still resonating in me, that experience. And I'm grateful for the people that held that on a beautiful summer night. Um, and so I came home and I excitedly was talking to my spouse about this. Um, and really what I was doing is I was wrestling with this, because I wanted to do it. It's like jumping into a pool. I wanted to, but wait, who, me? Um, I thought about, oh, the time, the money, what would people think? I'd be kind of breaking out of the mold from, the old me to something new. And I didn't know what it was. So that was going on. Maybe that sounds familiar to anybody that has jumped in. Or you have something in your life where you were like, do I do it or don't I do it? Um, and this is the juncture that we're at. So I took all the necessary steps, and in September, I found myself in circle with my cohort of students. So the process for me was really transformational. It brought me through new terrain. It took me sometimes to the edges of my comfort. I discovered new passions and abilities, um, and I discovered new ideas and streams of thought and practices of being present. And I remember when I had my interview with the then abbot, and I said, "What is this thing about presence?" And he chuckled. Um, and there is something about this space of presence. So overall, it was a deepening experience for my inner life and expansive in my outer doings and connections. And as you might know from the Chime website, it's a 2-year path. It's kind of like a labyrinth. The first year you're going inward, and the second year the focus is a little bit more outward. There's a service component in both of those years, and it's a great opportunity to try new things. Or, as the then abbess would say, well, just try it on. It's not a commitment forever. It's not like your whole self-worth is based on if you succeed or fail. Just try it on. So there was a lightness to that invitation. Um, and I met uh, many people on the path, great fellow students, amazing presenters and teachers, um, and also the wider Chime community. And I was very surprised as I would continue beyond ordination to stay in contact with Chime, how wide this community actually is. So it has lots of ripple effects. Um, I didn't like every presenter, and that was okay because that actually taught me some things too. Um, so think of the 2 years as a smorgasbord. You take samples, and soon enough, you'll find a breadcrumb of a trail to follow on your unique path to where you'll hear this quoted a lot in Chime. I think they're still quoting it, Myra, to where your joy meets the world's greatest needs. So on I go and I walk the path. Um, and I'm glad I did, because sometimes there's like the path ahead of us, and then there's the path of least resistance. And so I heard this described, the path of least resistance is where the thinking mind gets in there. It's like, and you're thinking about all the things that are gonna go wrong, uh, without really focusing on all the things that are gonna go right. So it's really a step of faith. And I'm talking about this Chime experience, but these are life lessons and we practice every day that we get up and brush our teeth and get on with the day. Let's see. Oh yeah. So then, um, I'm not talking too. Am I talking too long? All right. So then I just felt like, so for me, because you're kind of like, this is your life. you know yeah, it's a time of like experimenting, but then there's a place to choose. And so for me internally, I was like, okay, I love doing music, I love welcoming people into that wonderful world and the energy that it creates. So I was like, okay, I'm going to continue doing the same thing I'm doing. However, I'm going to be different. I'll be a different person, um, with new capabilities and awareness and presence, or I'm going to do something completely different. And for me, it was actually both. So I had an internship, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and I was given a grant, alumni grant for music in the community, and I needed to find a fiscal sponsor. This was before I went to Chime. And so somebody told me about somebody, and then I called Priscilla Draymond, who had Spiral Arts for 25 years in Brunswick. I'm sorry, in Portland, which it was a ministry of, you know, different types of art, um, for interconnection and community. Um, and so I ended up doing my internship with her. Um, in an arts organization and things like that. But the thing that was really different was I ended up doing, training as a volunteer hospital chaplain, and that was, it was a beautiful experience. But that was something that was really different from the Pat before Chime. Um, and so, anyways, and then Chime is really just the beginning. And I remember they said that just as we were getting ready to be ordained. You think this is the end? No, it's really just the beginning. And Spirit will walk with you into all your new places of service. Um, so I don't know. So after I've done like lots of different things, but there was a call from like a little church, um, little, that wasn't too far from me, and I ended up uh, being a monthly guest service leader, um, speaker, minister, or whatever, once a month. For I did that for like a year and a half, um, and also during the chime time, I really felt this thing about singing. And so I started a living room choir. That was a great experience. I sent out an email. I said, come for a ski, sing, and tea. And there are 22 women that showed up. I said, oh, okay, well, I guess people want this. And so I did that for, ooh, uh, 8, 9 years, like a really long time. And it was really great. Um, and then we went up to like the Center for Wisdom's Women, and so we did some different things. Oh, um, I I learned nonviolent communication, and I co-facilitated a class for seniors. I was an officiant for weddings, memorial, and baby namings. Continued with the hospice, with the hospital chaplain, and did some hospice volunteering. And now, I've been a presenter with Music That Makes Community, which is a national group. It's interfaith and it's church based. Um, and they're doing some wonderful work, so look them up. And I had some collaborators over the past 3 years. We had 1 month that we met, no, 2 months that we met in person, right? And people came, and it was fantastic. And then March of 2020 happened, so we did everything online. Um, okay, all right. So I'm going to invite you to sing with me. And this is a song by Lindsay Scott, who is just a love bug of inspiration in the community song world. And I'm going to do the drum. And the words, oh, Myra, can we put the words in the chat? And the words are, um, you don't have to know the way. The way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way. Trust the way. Feel your way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. I'll sing the whole song and then I'll break it down. You don't have to know the way. The way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way. Trust the way. Feel your way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. You don't have to know the way. Oh, no, we should all mute now and then sing after me. It's not like the ah at the beginning. So I'll sing it again. You don't have to know the way. You don't have to know the way. The way knows the way. The way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way. You don't have to plan the way. Trust the way. Trust the way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. So let's sing the song and whatever, notice what sensations you're feeling. And it's a very good grounding process. Okay, here we go. You don't have to know the way. The way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way. Trust the way. Feel your way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. One more time. And you don't
Don't have to.
know the way. The way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way. Trust the way. Feel the way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. So I invite you to take a minute or two and just gather your thoughts before we go into a breakout room. And for yourself, just gather your thoughts. And think about what paths have you bravely taken? And what do you suspect of the new paths that are beckoning? What's brewing in you that led you to attend tonight? And what is the longing of your next becoming? What is the longing of your next becoming? So let's take about 2 minutes.
And Pat, are we in pairs? You're muted, Pat.
That would work well with this size group. Thank you, Reverend Myra.
Uh,
Hi, everybody. Okay, how was that? Was it enough time? Too much time?
There's never enough time when we get talking. It's good to see
Yeah.
Pat again.
Sorry, just to finish my thought to somebody that Chime, this is actually news for everybody, that this academic school year next year, Chime will be offering a total online.
Nice.
Oh, yay.
So for people who live far away and only want to do the online course, that's going to become available. We will still have the in-person and the blended, which is a little bit of both worlds.
Mhm.
Sorry, Pat, you go ahead.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, because I was in that conversation too, it's like your life has prepared you. If you're feeling that tug. So well, let's see. We still have some time. So would anybody like to just say something about like what in answer to their question, about their paths and what's beckoning and what is the longing of your next becoming, what's brewing for you?
I don't want to address that, but I just want to say something to you. You had a Muse song up there in the beginning, and my singing group just did a song of theirs in our concert, and it was great. I mean, it was well received. We had a good time. And also, I learned that you are one of the moon ladies, moon women. And you started off today talking about the moon. So that was very interesting to me.
And
Yeah.
you're one of the moon ladies?
I
Yeah, what
didn't
does that
know
mean?
there was a thing about the moon ladies. Okay, I'm noted. I am a moon lady.
Well, I've always had moon madness. I love a full moon, especially when it comes up and it's this big. So what does it mean to be a moon lady?
Oh, for me, it's following the cycles,
Mm.
because we're not discrete beings. We are, encapsulated in so much more, in the more than human. And I don't know about you, but I mean, this particular new moon, man, I can feel it.
Mm.
It's yeah, so there's always more. There's always wonder. Follow wonder.
Mm.
You don't go wrong when you're following wonder and what brings you alive more fully.
When does the new semester start?
New semester starts like a school year, so it'll start in September. The new academic school year. Yep, we're gearing up towards ordination, graduation here on June 4th, so not too much longer for this year.
And where will that be?
That is going to be at the Maine Coast Waldorf School this year.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. So I'll chime in, haha, with my path seems to be pulling me in the direction of sound baths and sound healing. Started doing a couple, and then the universe provided requests for that. Somebody wrote to Chime and said, do you know anybody? We want an interfaith minister to do a sound bath. And I was like, okay, I've done a couple now. I'll do that. And the more I do them, the more I love it. And my husband gave me a $200 gift certificate to Guitar Center for my birthday, which was earlier this month. And yeah, I'm researching, like figuring out how to do loops and see if I can accompany myself vocally with the singing bowls and that. I'll have to talk to Kat about that. I see her smiling. All right, next.
Mm.
Yeah, do you do looping?
Hello.
I want to. Hi, Kat. Wait, can you turn up your volume? We can barely hear you.
Oh, really? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I'm closer to the, I just wanted to ask you, Myra, for more of a description of your sound bath. That sounds wonderful.
Thanks. I don't want to take up other people's time to say about their longing in that, but I will quickly say that I've been experimenting with all kinds of different vibrational instruments, from my ukulele to a Shruti box to brass singing bowls to crystal singing bowls, chime things, and drums. Just I guess there's a reason I've been collecting all these instruments all these years.
All right. Have you ever played a harmonium, Myra?
Yes, I have. And I actually traded it for the Shruti box because I have a shoulder thing, and reaching out to do the harmonium was more difficult than a closer Shruti box. But Kat and Chris, since we have you on, why don't you talk about your longing?
Oh, okay. But tell me, what is a Shruti box?
Oh, a Shruti box. Pat, say it.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't open the one in the front. So it's like a harmonium, but it's a little different. And it has these bellows. This opens in the bottom. This opens in the top. And you have a sustained drone. And you can change the tone.
Uh-huh.
The tone will impact how you're feeling. And there's some science behind them. And if you like to just play with sound, it's a fantastic sound bed or drone for your improvisation. And if you have even, ukulele, just play 2 strings and sing on it and notice what change you might feel or what inspirations may come your way.
Can you do a sampler vocalization and Shruti box like you did before we came on?
I will. So I've been writing songs for like about 8 years, and now that I'm retired, I'm spending time learning to notate and record, and I've been sharing it with different groups, like on Zoom, and some people in person. So this one it's a prayer. Breathe to something quiet. Breathe into me something quiet, that I may dwell in presence and be surprised by joy. Now, this is an example of a zipper song. So if you,
Pat, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just noticed that my original sound for musicians went off and I had to click it again. Is yours?
oh, thank you.
That's right. So retake, do it
Okay.
again.
The song.
Now,
Okay, great. And this is a zipper song, which
Oh,
means you can
okay.
customize it for yourself, for every day, for every moment. Or if you're singing with other people or in a service or something, you can have people add. What are you calling in? Breathe into me something like quietness. Breathe into me something like quietness, that I may dwell in presence and be surprised by joy. Is there something that you want to call in? We could sing around with your word, or you could fill in the blank as you are led and be surprised by tenderness. Breathe into me something like tenderness. Breathe into me something like tenderness, that I may dwell in presence and be surprised by love. And like the bell, you pay attention to hear the decay of the drone at the end.
Thank you, Pat. That was lovely.
Yes.
It is something I aspire to. I was thinking about taking a course in using a not what do you call that box?
Shruti.
Shruti. How do you spell that?
It's SHRUTI. And if any of you have the fancy phones, you can get an app called Shruti Box. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them out there. And so as a practice for your own renewal and whatever, you can just play that and sing a song or invent something.
Invent something. Well, that's what, I for years I've been inventing chants, um, and I've wanted to take it to the next level and have either a harmonium or now maybe a Shruti box. Uh, how do you come by one? Where do they sell them?
Well, I took a class with Lisa Littlebird, and she is a one of the founders of the community song leading world, and she has a course for anyone that's interested in being a community song leader. Um, and during that, she just mentioned she had a friend out there in California, and she was closing her shop, and she had some good deals, but she curated where to get a good one.
Okay.
So think of it this way. When you want something, think of that as prayer.
Mhm.
And then notice, oh, somebody might mention something, or you follow the breadcrumbs, and that instrument will find you.
Right, right. Well, how would, do you have a website, or how would we learn more? Like if I wanted to contact you to to reach Lisa Littleberg.
Okay. Well, you can Google Lisa, but I'm happy to talk to anybody that this is on your heart, because I'm deep in this world. I did put my email in the chat. Um, I can do that again, and I have two websites. One is Brunswick Sings .weebly.com.
We say that again, Weedley?
Yeah, I went for the free. So it's Brunswick Sings dot Weebly, WEEBLY.com. And I also have a Facebook page. So go to the Facebook page and like it, because
And
any events that I do, I put things up there.
so I
Okay,
will
you can
find you
also
just
message
on
me there. What's
Pat
that, dear?
Cannon, Pat Cannon on the Facebook page.
Yeah, there's that, and then, like, it will say Brunswick Sings and Selah Sound Healing. So the other website is Selah, SELAH, Sound Healing
Okay.
.weebly.com, and Selah is, it's a musical pause, in a contemplative setting, and it's used in the poetry of the Old Testament.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Great.
sorry
Well,
to say, I'm gonna have to interrupt because I have to leave now for another Zoom, but I want to say thank you very much. Very interesting. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you could be here. And Amos, what's your singing group?
Women in Harmony in
Oh,
Portland. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
been
Oh,
around for like 30 years.
I love that group.
Oh, thank you very much. We
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yeah, maybe I'll make it to the spring concert. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Pat and Chris, bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Pat, you might need to put more your information in the chat again because I'm not sure.
Okay. And then I also had a flyer, but which I sent to you. And I'm wondering if you could put it up there. So it's I'm doing a new collaboration, Brunswick Sings, and go to Facebook. And then my name is Pat Cannon. But I'm collaborating with another Chime grad, and then the Maine Coast Heritage Trust. And we're going to do a ceremony honoring the earth
Like a-
and incorporating little dashes of song and play. Okay. Okay. This is boring watching me do this. Are there any questions, or shall we end with a song?
Isn't Weebly Weebly? Weebly.
It could be.
Yeah, I
it
think
could-
I've seen that page before. There's two E's, like we. Yeah, just like you got there.
Okay. And honestly, if you put it into Google, it'll just find it. Yes. Well, I wish we could chat more. So should we end with a song? Okay.
Let's end with a song. Thank you so much.
Yes. How about we do the way knows the way, because these songs are kind of alive in a way. And if the more that you sing them, the more they actually get into your cells. And my experience has been singing all kinds of music. You wake up someday and there is the song. Or for me, I'm going through something in my life. Oh, a particular song comes and it reminds me of, oh, right, stop struggling, or whatever it happens to be. So, uh, you don't have to know the way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way, trust the way, feel your way. The way knows, the way knows, the way knows the way. Do you see how I accept my imperfections? When I signed that really high note and I didn't quite get it. You don't have to know the way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way, trust the way, feel your way. The way knows, the way knows, the way knows the way. Let it soak in. You don't have to know the way knows the way. You don't have to plan the way, trust the way, feel your way. The way knows, the way knows, the way knows the way. The way knows the way. I'm putting in the chat about the Earth Day Beauty Walk. It's from 2 to 4.
Thank you, because I was not able to get that flyer into the chat.
Oh, the flyer looks good. And it's at Woodward Point. Beautiful place. So please come if you would like. And we're going to end with cake. Because we're alive, let's celebrate. Okay, well, I think that completes my part of my portion. So now we're just gonna say, "Ah." And now we can just chat or whatever. And Myra has official things to say.
Dun, da, da, da. Thank you so much, Pat, for a wonderful evening. It was fun and informative, and you gave us lots of good resources to look into. I am now going to stop said recording. Ding.